I was lucky enough to kind of get a peek behind the scenes at what you got and what you're building. And I was thoroughly impressed. And I know one of the things that you teach people is the art of closing bigger deals for higher profits. Can you talk about how you help investors do that?
Yeah, man. So over the past several years, if the real estate industry before COVID and then after COVID were like two completely different machines, right? After COVID shut the world down and then the government just started printing money, right? More money. There was just tons of liquidity in the marketplace. So for like a two-year window, some of these big institutions and hedge funds swarmed into the single family real estate space because Wall Street had now identified single family real estate as an asset class. So we built a system and a process inside of that model where we were just day trading houses, right? Selling these houses, these big institutions, big hedge funds, which we rode the wave as long as we could. And then when the market shifted and the money dried up, I think of it like a suction cup pulling the liquidity out of the market. But when the money dried up, the funds slowed down a lot, right? And the cash buyers got scared. And we're still in like I call it a holding pattern, but we're still in a recessionary period where there's a lot of uncertainty with what's happening, right? We're still buying, right? But a lot of people have kind of just took it to the sidelines because they don't want to lose their shirt. But fast forward the tape, when the market shifted and I realized that a lot of these big buyers for single family houses started to kind of get away, got more trigger shy, we started moving into bigger deals, right? And when I said bigger deals, like big land development opportunities. Because if you look at the data points across the board and the amount of demand and people that are migrating down to the Southeast, we're severely under, like if you look at the market trends for new builds and the demand for housing, we're millions and millions of houses below the limit where we need to be, right? So demand is still very high. And especially with all these relocation people coming from up north and coming from California, running away from crazy politics or whatever they're running from, they're coming down to the South, right? Florida, South Carolina, Texas are probably the top 3 relocation destinations. So by seeing these data points, right, and then getting in alignment with some of these builders, we created a process inside of our ecosystem where we take the same concepts on how we go out and find single family real estate deals, but we just shifted our focus a little bit to go after raw land, right? Anything 5, 20 acres and up. The bigger, the better, right? 100, 200 acres. If it's close enough to existing development or it has the ability to tap into existing utilities, it can be a very fruitful venture, right? So instead of $10,000 to $20,000 assignment, add a zero, right? Like 10x that. You can make $100,000 to $1 million net profit on a single deal. So the past 8 months has been a heavy shift of focus inside of what we're doing. And as we're building out the system there, we've been sharing the roadmap, documenting the process, and then bringing people along with us so we can teach them how to do the same thing.
Wow, nice. I'm sure you're not that far down the road. I'm up in the upstate. So I'm sure just like around here, it seems like you can't go 2 or 3 miles without seeing a new development being built up.
Upstate is blowing up right now, man. Like everywhere. Yeah. Even the areas that 5 years ago were like in the sticks, you know, like Easley, Liberty, Seneca, like new development all scattered around there, man. It's incredible to see the growth that's taking place.
Yeah.